Hey guys, welcome to Table Talk. On this show, we take your topics that you submit using the hashtag Table Talk on Twitter or going to r/SourceFed and submitting there. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Joe Beretta.
I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
So you never know which one's supposed
Well,
to be.
my name takes so long to
know.
say that I feel like it should be last.
Well, that should be the middle one. It's like you're flanked by two shorter names.
That's true. Plus, you're the girl here, ladies first, right?
And plus, every woman wants to be flanked by two gorgeous males.
Of course.
I like how that just turned around.
Boom, let's start it up. Here we go.
All right, Joe.
From the Reddits, Endre420 said, did you care about Y2K or did you just say whatevs?
I cared, man, but I was I cared because I was very much into the internet and the computers and stuff. So I was very like, "What's gonna happen, man?"
I think the bigger question is, were you afraid? Were you kind of
Were you really scared?
No, I wasn't afraid. I was just kind of excited. I was like, "What's gonna happen?"
Okay.
I was also like,
but that's crazy because if infrastructure fell apart around you, you would freak out like a child.
Yeah, I definitely would freak out.
You would have been like, "It's gonna happen."
So,
it happens, and then you'd go,
"No!
What do we do with our modem internet?"
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. How am I supposed to chat in ICQ?
I said modem internet.
Dial-up
Dial-up. You can't call me out in the comments now. I called myself out.
He called himself out.
It's
Too
true.
bad.
Modem
Yeah, I
internet.
didn't care at all. I just got it in my head that I was like, that could be a thing, but like, what's the world gonna fall apart? Like peeling an orange, like in time zones, as soon as every time zone hits their midnight? And I was like, this doesn't make sense. I cry bullshit.
None of my family, nobody was like hoarding food or supplies.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Nothing like that. But I do remember I might have had a little bit of a flutter in the heart spot,
Yeah.
like leading up to it a little bit. I think I was at a party when it happened, when nothing happened.
Yeah.
But I think there was that little bit of like when the clock struck, my eyebrow raised. Everything good? Everything good? Cool. I'm gonna go try and make out with that girl, and it's not gonna happen. Happy New Year's,
Actually,
everybody.
I remember being at a party too and thinking like, this is gonna be hilarious when people are like kind of freaking out. Maybe if the lights go out or something.
Yeah.
And then it's like it's just gonna be chaos and martial law or something like that. What happens if okay? So let's say there's an equivalent of Y2K now. Like let's say there's no way to stop it. Y2K was going to be just like everything shuts off, right? Computers, the electricity.
Everything that's run by computers was going to be like null and void.
So let's think about all the things that are run by computers right
So
now.
you're
Everything.
saying like
Everything.
stuff like tomorrow that this happens?
Yeah.
Like you're asking what happens?
Yeah, let's
everything
say-
would be a wreck for a while. It would be pandemonium.
No, I'm saying, okay, so not that it happened, like we know. Like let's just say it's another Y2K situation, like we think something's going to happen.
I think it's the same thing.
You think it's just,
Yeah,
you think it'll
some
happen all
people
over again,
freak
even
out.
though Y2K was like, oh, come on, who cares? Like, do you think people won't be like, fool me twice? Like,
Oh,
about
no,
it?
well, I'm saying, people would still be like hesitant.
Skeptical,
Yeah,
yeah.
skeptical and
Well,
whatnot.
and I think you're still going to get your people that are like, oh, nothing bad's going to happen to me. Like, people that just want to stay out of it and live in their own bubble and live
There's
in
a lot of
denial.
people it wouldn't affect, straight
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
But that being said, like if it did happen, the point I was going to make is there would be momentary pandemonium and anarchy, and it'd be nuts. But we are a resilient species, and we'd overcome it, and we'd kick ass, and we'd be like, guess what, bears? We're still superior. Eat it.
You sound like you watch Revolution right
I
now.
know.
Are you
not
watching
watch that.
Revolution?
No.
But Joe, only the strong will survive. Some of the weaker ones that like play
Yeah,
WoW
like
all
weak
day
bears.
are gonna be a problem. don't the mother bears just swipe the sick baby bears and just leave them aside?
I assumed that was a sports reference.
No,
We're talking about real
I'm
bears.
talking about real bears.
Real bears, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. All right.
Okay.
All right, let's get the topic going here. This one has a tear in it.
Ooh,
Someone,
that's a fun
angry?
shaped one.
This one's also from Reddit. Pone3s says, do you think that the new console push for all-in-one entertainment bundles is a good thing, or does this push games aside? So they're kind of referring to the new consoles, how they kind of want to be this all-in-one media center, basically. So I don't know. I feel like it is a good thing, because why not? There's the whole thing with the GPS and the phone. I remember when people were like, man, the iPhone is going to get a GPS or something. Or like
I'm never going to use my
Android.
phone because I'm going to use it
the
for
government-
directions.
Yeah, exactly. And
Well,
that's the thing.
or
like,
the government's
oh,
tracking you.
yeah!
That was a solid hit,
Rockstar.
Joe.
Gotcha.
But the thing is like we have these dedicated GPSs, and then we have our phones that are like pretty damn good GPSs. And I'm thinking like, well, I'd rather just kind of go for the phone
use
and
my
not buy the
phone.
dedicated GPS. So it's almost like if we could have everything in one little box, why not?
Is this all spurned by the whole PlayStation, like, bitch slapping Xbox thing, the PlayStation 4? but we're doing it for games. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
I think that there's a thing. Well, I mean,
what the hell was it?
Sadly, Microsoft had their kind of big thing first to announce like some of their stuff, and now Sony's just kind of quietly waiting.
Do you know what I'm talking about? It's
that
ad. You guys keep talking. I'll bring it up.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, bring up this ad. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope that we could do both, that it wouldn't be taking away from games. Like you said with the smartphone analogy, then it's like, well, if it has GPS, it's not going to be as good of a phone. I don't know.
Which is not true,
if they make it an all-in-one entertainment center, but it's still just as heavily weighted on the game development side, then that's awesome. I mean, how obnoxious is it to have to, like, go through the different sources of your TV to, like, switch consoles or switch whatever you're doing? Yeah. It's kind of annoying. If there was a video game console that could do all of that for you, that's great. But again, not at the expense of the game development. If your games start to suck because of that, not worth it.
Well, yeah, because, like, right now my PS3 does, so I use it primarily for Blu-rays, for watching movies. Okay. And then I have my Netflix, and I have my games, and I have my... I do my network stuff, like my media server stuff from my computer, so I can listen to music. There's all these things I do on my PS3 now already that I would need multiple things for, and I'm already highly enjoying that right now. So I feel like why not move into the future and give us more things?
So it would essentially just be adding your cable television feed into that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
It just makes everything easier.
Yeah.
And just streamlining your life. I think we'll bring the ad up. What I'm talking about. I can't find it, but it'll pop up like B-roll footage, whatever. The whole thing is that what PlayStation did is just like, we're doing it for games, making them seem like more of the gaming, whatever. Both are going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But I have no problem with taking. I want a clean entertainment system. I got like 7 different boxes of DVD players,
and one of them you have no idea what it does. Right?
I could have one just like Super Cube. I'm so down with it.
It was sad. Meg and I were shopping for entertainment centers yesterday, and we were like, well, we need one that can hold my 7 different things that go under the TV. Like, this tiny one won't work anymore. It needs to...
When's the wedding?
No.
Is that a joke I used already?
I have no clue. I wasn't there.
You
guys don't invite me to come out and hang out anymore.
We were furniture shopping. Do you want to come furniture shopping with me?
No, I don't like you guys.
Wait, here's the other thing, though. I want my PS3, because remember when the PS3 was first coming out and they were like George Foreman grill? They had like, it looked like the George Foreman grill. If we're going to go all in one with media, why not make it a George Foreman grill also?
Right.
And a toaster. Right. And a foot massager.
And a babysitter.
Why not?
You know what's really sad? I love the George Foreman grill so much that I would be 100% on board.
Dude, who doesn't love the George Foreman grill? There's nothing to not like about it.
I know,
it's like, dude, even I can cook hamburgers.
Yeah, I know, like the real men that need their propane grill tank.
No, screw it.
Blah blah.
There's a lot of real men out there that are like, bitch, charcoal.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Propane tank, charcoal, whatever. That is so much work.
Yeah, it's too much work. I agree.
It's so much work, and then you gotta
clean
it when
you're
you're
screwed
done.
when Y2K2 happens.
I know. My George Foreman grill! That's why they're coming out with the new solar-powered George Foreman grill.
Next.
With charcoal flavor spray.
Antibacterial. Oh, that's a great idea.
This tastes like a charcoal burger.
Oh, I grew up in the country. My family's so ashamed of me. All right. At Jesse Squire 1 says, opinions on video games becoming far too easy as the years go on.
Is that true?
I don't agree with that.
I think most games provide the choice.
Yeah.
You could make it hard as hell. You can turn off that stupid whatever helper spirit that you will have for the first half of the game. That's the worst thing. It's the hand holding.
Yeah. Like the tutorial thing?
Yeah, I would say that maybe let's say they have not gotten easier. Let's say they're just as hard. Let's even argue that they're a little bit harder. It's the hand holding through it that I can't stand. Let me discover it. I want to figure out the ins and outs of the games on my own, and if I don't, then I'll just go to the internet.
But we can't leave people out. Like there's gonna be people that like maybe have never played a game like that before, and they're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like I hate to bring it up. I'm gonna get so much shit for this. You know what I'm gonna bring up?
I'm guessing, but go ahead.
Ni no Kuni. The game for the first maybe half hour is the most hand-holdy game I've ever played in my entire life, to the point where I was like, oh my god, this is gonna suck. But then it got really hard.
Let's take it to another. Like, I think there's a higher step that I'm talking about. And it's like, let's say with Mario Galaxy 2 is one of the more recent ones that I can think of, and I know there's others. If you die on a level 5 times, a freaking ghost appears and shows you how to beat the level.
No, is that true?
Yeah, no, maybe it wasn't Galaxy 2, it was the 3DS one, the new one.
Oh, the new Super Mario Bros.
3D,
or something?
the Mario 3, I forget what it was, the one where they brought the Tanuki suit and the raccoon back.
Oh, man.
On the 3DS.
That's not cool.
Suit.
Don't
you
treat
died
us
5
like
times,
we're babies.
You're gonna hold your hand through the
Dude,
level?
when we were kids, there weren't even instructions on our games. You
No.
just had to freaking start and go like, I don't know what I'm
there
doing.
weren't.
That's what
You
I'm saying. Don't
figure
you
it
miss
out.
that a little bit? The figuring
I
it out?
definitely miss that, and I feel like games, because they weren't so reliant on the amazing graphics or like the fancy voice actors in them, etc., they really had to focus on just making the gameplay solid. So it was different. But with that being said, also old games, some of them are just so hard because they were designed poorly.
The God of War games, like whenever I get a new game, I have to put it on the hardest possible setting because I want to get the most out of the game. I want to spend a long time with it. I want it to be frustratingly hard because I don't want to beat it in 2 days.
How would you compare the difficulty of God of War on the most difficult setting to, say, Who Framed Roger Rabbit on the NES?
Well, that thing was a mess. Great game, but that thing was a mess.
Yeah, well,
Like,
that's the thing.
what would you consider a harder game?
Well, there's
Could you even compare them?
There's the Nintendo games that are so hard they are literally not beatable.
I think Mickey
and, like,
Mousecapades. I couldn't beat Mickey Mousecapades with a Game Genie.
But at least like the God of War games, you will get through it if you persist. but there were so many frustrating, like in God of War 2, there were so many frustrating like I remember I've never been so mad at a game before in my life.
You were real mad.
The big powerful enemies just kept coming and coming and coming. And then you'd beat one and your health would be that low, and then another big fucking giant dog with 3 heads would come out, and you'd be like, this is not fair! All I'm saying is God of War is hard, man!
Okay, moving on.
It's hard!
We're throwing tantrums
No,
now.
baby,
We're throwing
I
tantrums
know.
again. Okay, cool.
You're okay.
Last one, real quick. Block KG from the Reddit says, what movie situation would you rather be in? Jurassic Park by yourself or 28 Days Later with 2 of your friends, and why?
No!
I want Trisha to answer first because
No!
she's terrified of Jurassic Park.
Really?
Yeah, terrified.
Okay, so 28 Days Later, I didn't even see because
Okay.
I knew that was going to be too scary.
good movie. It's a good
and
movie.
Jurassic
great movie.
Park gave me nightmares for 2 years. And I know that people think this is not a scary film. This is an effing scary film. When they introduce in the first 20 minutes of the movie that velociraptors hunt you in packs and then gut your stomach while you're still alive and eat out your insides, how is that not a horror film?
They didn't
Jesus.
show it. They didn't show it.
No, but they talk about it and you're thinking about it, and then the entire time that
So,
velociraptor
like,
creeps
conversations
an
are like
effing
horror
head
films for you.
Around,
I know, I was just gonna say, like, you're too smart to, like, enjoy
I
that
don't think
movie.
that's what it is. I think it's growing up being a drama kid and having that imagination that's like, every movie I watch, I'm
Yeah,
in.
but, like, I don't know if it's
I'm
'cause-
in it.
I don't know if it's because I'm a boy, but when I heard that line, I was like, yeah, that's awesome.
Feast on
me. Yeah.
Eat me, you're a dinosaur. This is awesome.
I would have done
This is why I was born. To give you sustenance.
This is horrible.
You prehistoric creature.
No, I literally would be like a little kid going to bed at night and like see a velociraptor head peeking around the corner of my hallway into my bedroom.
So
To the
which
question.
one? Yeah. So
To the
which one?
question.
Yeah. Which
freak
one?
out.
So
Which
you
one
want to
would
be
you-
28 Days Later with a couple friends surviving a zombie apocalypse.
No, I don't want either.
You gotta pick
I would
one,
off
baby.
myself. I would off myself.
Really?
God.
Because clearly you'd pick Jurassic Park.
Nope.
Because here's
What? Dinosaurs?
yeah. See, here's the. I know, right?
Yes.
I know. No.
So-
I know, right?
Is that a Stegosaurus?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see
Oh
that?
God! Here comes a plant eater! I'm out of here! Exactly. See, here's the thing.
Did you watch the same movie I did where the little kids are
Look
hiding
at
in
that
the freaking
majestic
thing is-
brontosaurus.
And when the one looks at you, you know the other one's behind you, ready to get you.
A pterodactyl that couldn't possibly lift me or do anything to me. Ah!
You guys are dicks.
Wait, here we
It's
go. Hold on,
scary.
Trisha. Let's take logic into this scenario.
I use logic.
Really quick, in 28 Days Later, it's the zombie apocalypse. There's like, you're pretty much fucked. I mean, have you seen any movie or show where they've like successfully stopped the zombie
there's a happy
apocalypse? Where
ending
there's
at
a
the
happy
end?
ending?
Yes,
No, so that
yes.
one's right out. Which one?
What was that Zomcom this year?
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Okay, so-
anyway, but all I'm saying is
you got
Warm
friends.
bodies.
But you got
It was
friends,
warm
that's
bodies.
fine.
Warm bodies was good.
You've got friends, but eventually one of them's gonna eat you and turn into a zombie, whatever. Jurassic Park is still the real world, and that island is isolated.
Both of them are on an island. Both of them are
yeah.
isolated. Find that boat, yo.
Swim.
Yeah, exactly. Get the fuck out.
Find that boat.
Plus, yeah, just go. There's guns everywhere. Even if you're alone, just
There's
leave.
guns everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna run out of ammunition and then get eaten.
Dude, even at the end, the kids and the family survived. 0 guns. They just used their cunning and they're
And
like,
the chopper came in to save them.
sapien brain.
exactly. Just get out. Get a boat. Swim. Just get out of there. You're safe.
Nope.
Well, this has been fun.
Off yourself.
Wait, Joe, which one would you do?
I
Yeah,
don't
what
know.
would you
I'm on a boat.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us on today's Table Talk. And if you want to submit your topics, you can do so now using the hashtag Table Talk on Twitter. Or you can submit them on the appropriate threads in r/SourceFed on Reddit. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Joe Beretta.
I'm Trisha Hirschberger, and I still have a horrible taste in my mouth just thinking about the Velociraptor.
I slept walk for 3 years because I watched Child's Play
What's Child's
when I was
Play?
6.